faithful listener, and welcome to the commentary track on the Keys of Marinus. My name's Clayton Hickman, and I'm lucky enough to be joined here today by four people who were there back in the spring of 1964, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
And I'm Raymond Cusick, the designer of the Keys of Marinus.
Hello, I'm Carole Ford, and I played Susan.
And I'm William Russell, and I play Ian Chesterton.
And I'm John Gorrie, and I directed the 6 episodes of the story.
And here we are on an island, a mysterious island. Raymond, I assume this was model filming?
Yes. I was just thinking, I don't actually remember doing that. We must have done it at Ealing.
I think we probably did, yes. To be honest, I don't remember doing it either, but I doubt very much we did it in the studio.
No, I think all the model shots, I mean, they took so long to light and so on that it was a luxury to have them in the studio.
Yes.
Now, this story follows on from Marco Polo, and William, I notice you're still in your lovely Chinese silks there.
Yes, I am.
Why is he the only one honoured? Why were you the only one honoured? Why didn't we have our lovely Chinese costumes on?
I don't know, I just kept it.
Was it cool to wear in the hot
nice,
studio?
Yeah, it was nice.
They look like water beetles.
Well, all this is model stuff.
Yes.
It's all model shots.
These models weren't very large. In fact, I kept them in my office after filming. And in the end, I gave them away to other designers for their children to play with.
You're talking about the little ones, the diddy ones,
Yes,
not
the little
big
ones, yes.
What about those jerks that they go through? That sort of, before they reach the beat, John. What was all that about?
Pulled on string.
Yes.
Now we're in the studio, of course.
What I don't understand here is later on, actually, let's wait till it comes up and then I'll mention it.
Grandfather, do you think it's safe to go for a swim?
Oh, no, not at
It's a very lovely set, actually, I think, Ray. Very sort of unusual, alien-looking
Yes, it's
place.
Right, this is what I was going to say.
crystalline was the theme, really.
Yes, but I mean, there you are, these wonderful crystalline pointy rocks,
she
and we
said.
don't mention them. We don't say, oh, look at these strange pointy rocks or anything, do we?
You must be very au fait with time
Well,
travelling
this
by
is
now.
true, of course. You're thinking about all the things we have seen.
A mysterious
I don't
wetsuit.
entirely understand why we didn't see the whole of him there, because after all, you can't see a face anyway, so I don't quite understand why I shot him entirely from the neck down. However, never
They used to
mind.
fall over those feet, didn't they, poor things?
Yes.
yes, it is, isn't it? Yes. Glass instead of sand, eh? Intriguing. Intriguing.
There's a very interesting line coming up from Bill in a minute, which doesn't make sense.
A lot of them didn't.
Did that used to annoy him, Carole, that
What?
sometimes he made mistakes or fluffed the lines?
I don't think he admitted to it, did he?
Bless his heart, he didn't know.
No.
In a minute, you'll hear him say something to Bill.
Oh dear.
Yuck.
Oh, what's that?
That's my shoe.
That's the dissolving shoe.
And that was a model shot, was it,
Yes,
Ray?
I would think so.
Must have been, yes.
Yes.
All done at Ealing.
Yes.
Something terrible happened to you nearly every 5 minutes, didn't it, Carole?
I'm so pathetic in this one, really. Looking at it again, I was so annoyed because she's suddenly much younger in this one for some reason. Was there any reason, John, for that? I mean, were you given a directive to make me younger? I wasn't,
No.
as far as I remember.
No, I wasn't aware that you were.
Maybe it's just in the writing. Terry
Yes.
made me squeal at everything every 2 minutes and cuddle
But
Jackie.
actually, I have to say, none the less effective for that. I really take my hat off to all the actors in this because I think it's beautifully acted.
This is a tidal pool.
Yes, I agree. Rather ties up with the glass beach, doesn't it?
Was it a difficult one for you, this, Raymond? Because it was obviously a different location every week and
Yes,
you had whole planets to create.
Well, the thing that occurs to me, of course, it's Studio D at Lime Grove. Very tiny studio.
Horrible studio.
There was no height in the studio. I mean, the cyclorama, the sky cloth you could see at the back, it was only 12 foot high.
It meant I couldn't ever pull right back and get panoramic shots, which I would love to have done, of course, but you simply couldn't do it.
Yes, you shoot off.
You'd shoot off all the time.
How did you come to work on Doctor Who, John?
Now, here we go. Here we go. This is Bill's famous line.
Come across anything like this before. However, Susan wasn't harmed anyway.
No, she was a bit frightened at losing her shoes, but she's gone back to the ship for another pair.
Yes, and if you'd had your shoes on, my boy, you could have lent her hers.
Yeah, lent her hers.
What does it mean? Isn't it wonderful? I can remember at the time thinking, shall I stop? But because of the pressure of time, I thought, oh no, leave it, because it's eccentric and it's wonderful and it's Bill, you know.
Now, these are fabulous.
Why you were laughing in the background,
I was just
Russ.
going to say, these are fabulous, these
These are
full-size
wonderful, aren't they?
submarines. I'm sure the children would have loved to play with those.
Yeah, they'd be marvellous toys.
Let's see what it is, and let's help me get
What are they
It
made
worries
from?
me that they're touching them with their hands, having been in a sea of acid.
That's a very good point.
It's made of clear perspex.
Something inside.
Carol, that's a fault in the direction.
How did you come to work on Doctor Who, John? Because this was the only story you
Yeah, well,
did.
I was officially in something called Plays department of the BBC, because in those days there were 3 departments, plays, series and serials. This was a serial. And I was in plays and was doing something else, and Verity came into my office and said, I want you to do Doctor Who for me. And I said, oh, I can't possibly do such a thing as that. I don't understand science fiction. But she said, nevertheless, I want you to do it. And I said, oh, well, as long as it's historical. And she said, no, it's science fiction. I said, I can't do science fiction. But anyway, I did it, and I was very glad I did. I was very glad she insisted, because I thoroughly enjoyed it, although it was tough, because there wasn't that much time, particularly
never was.
on the recording days. I mean, it was helter-skelter on the recording days. We would get in the morning and camera rehearse for the morning and the afternoon, and then record for about an hour and a half in the evening, if I remember right.
10 o'clock camera rehearsal started.
Yep.
It's a protective suit.
I'm assuming that was an actual wetsuit that was
Yes.
added to.
How did it get out? Seems to be perfectly intact.
To ensure the sets were ready, or something like ready for camera rehearsals, I used to get into the studio about 4 o'clock in the morning
Oh, my goodness.
to get everything
I bet.
organised.
Look at that fantastic building.
This is wonderful.
Yeah, it is marvellous.
That's amazing. Yes.
Was
it's
that
amazing.
that wasn't a model shot, though, Ray, was it?
No, that was inlay of a model shot.
Inlay.
The inlay machine was operated in the control room.
Yes.
Ah.
I do think these false perspective backdrops work beautifully, actually.
They're not bad, are they? No, it's just...
That's fantastic.
That's marvellous.
Yeah.
Wow. Machu Picchu.
Yes, absolutely.
I think you look rather adorable there, Carole. Did you have any say in your
hate
costume?
The way,
Oh,
No. In a word,
I take it back.
No. I hate the way I
Ooh,
look
look out.
throughout this. Is that an aerial on the front of his head? That Voord?
Yes.
Wretched child, now where's she got to?
No, Carole, you look wonderful. You really do.
You're
you
very
look,
kind.
No, yes, you do. I seeing it again. That was one of the things that struck me most, was how good you looked. I thought she looks really adorable and lovely.
And Jacqueline Hill is dressed in, I think, was that right that she referred to it as her battle dress? Because it was what she was in almost every story, a big jumper and culottes.
At least she had some battling to do. All I did was run away and scream.
You see, I love all this. I think all this is very... And, of course, Ron Grainer, who wrote the music, has helped.
Well, the incidentals are by Norman Kay, who just after this went to become
Ron,
the Daily
of course, that's
Telegraph's
right.
music critic for many years.
Yeah, you're quite right. I'm wrong. It wasn't. Ron wrote the title music, and
That's right.
Norman Kay wrote the incidental music. You're absolutely right.
It's very creepy.
My mum made that. She made that top for me.
Did she?
Yes, she
Really? Wonderful.
saved the BBC a few pennies.
Oh, it's enormous.
Look at the joins in the blocks, Ian.
Yes.
But you see, people had to walk into shot rather than starting with the people and taking them to the shot,
Yeah,
because there was no room for you couldn't expand at all. Normally as a director I would have started with them and brought them to whatever they were arrived at. You couldn't do that. You had to start with the thing and have them walk in.
Yeah.
Start with the structure.
We often hear with the 1960s stories that recording breaks were very, very few and far between, and retakes were frowned
they
upon.
were loath to break the tape, and it was all video, and it wasn't. It was quite difficult if you broke the tape. That was cost them money, and they
Well,
didn't like that
actors
at
never
all.
got a chance, did they?
No.
Technical stuff, okay, but unless we said something rude.
Yes. Well, that was partly why I didn't
Keep
stop.
going.
That was partly why I didn't stop when Bill would say these things which didn't make sense.
Well, I think the tape then was about 2.5 inches wide.
That's right.
And each sort of cassette was enormous, and
That's
it cost
right.
thousands of pounds.
Yeah. And the sound was at a different place from the picture, so that when you were editing it, it was. I mean, it took forever to get it absolutely right. The poor editors would really have to.
So for all of you, the studio day must have been incredibly intense.
Tense, just a bit.
It was pure concentration.
We certainly heard something. Well, can't be sure it was Susan, of course.
Well, I am sure.
Yes, but where's the doctor? I mean, even if he'd been travelling at half speed, he should have reached that far corner by now.
I guess you must have just had to rush across the studio to this other set, Carole, to be ready to
Well,
cut.
it wasn't a very big studio, so it wasn't very far to rush.
A very small rush then.
Oh, yes.
Now there I would
Was
have thought
that
she would
George?
make a sound.
I think that was George.
That
yes.
was George.
I think that's George Coulouris who
Yes.
plays
Arbitan.
Arbitan.
Yeah.
I suppose Arbiter, probably from Arbiter.
Yeah.
Ah, photo
Ooh.
opportunity.
I was
This
about
all
to
over
say,
the, yes.
it was everywhere
All
in
over
the
press,
papers,
that.
isn't it? So I guess they hoped that the Vord would mimic the success of the Daleks as a
Well,
sort of, but they didn't
think so.
quite. I suppose. They didn't catch on as much.
Well, the poor lads in the suits kept fainting. Did I mention that
Very
before?
hot, weren't they?
Well, because it was very hot in the studio, and occasionally you would sort of be rehearsing, and during rehearsal, happily not during the takes, and you'd suddenly see a Vord crumple to the ground because he'd fainted inside the suit. This happened more than once.
Like a guardsman.
Yes. But you see, a lot of these guys were friends of mine. Martin Court and Peter were both friends of mine. And whom I just sort of rung up and said, look, come and be a monster in this shot. You know. And they were young actors, eager for, fine work. So in they came and did it. But it was quite tough for them because it was very difficult to breathe. And they were very hot.
Martin Court did well. He had 4 parts out of it.
Well,
didn't he?
they all, yes, so did Peter. They
And Peter.
kept, Peter and Martin stayed on and played all other kinds of monsters
Yes,
and guardians and people.
Marvellous.
Dreadful. The wall just seemed to swallow me up. And then this man grabbed me, and the next thing I knew, he fell dead in front of me. Man?
Yes. From what Susan has described, he was wearing a suit similar to the one we found on the beach.
And are these the ones that live here?
No, the man wearing the monk's habit lives in this building.
So the men from the glass submarines are intruders like us.
Yes, with one
The
difference.
lighting is very varied, isn't it? Sometimes it seems quite dim and sometimes quite bright.
Yeah.
Did you have any control over that, Raymond, so that your sets looked their best, so that
No, very little control. Very little control.
Television lighting in those days was, if I may tactfully say so, a bit rudimentary and slightly a bit crude. They tended to light the sets rather than the people. I can remember later on saying to other lighting directors, please don't worry too much about lighting the sets. I want to see the people. Saving your presence, Ray.
Yeah.
It's just that there would be a sort of overall wash of lighting over the whole set rather than seeing specific things.
Lovely
and specific
wall, that
people.
is.
Yeah.
Ray, beautiful wall.
This sequence here, John,
flat.
I remember from the original script, the Vord was meant to fall through that panel, but it was never really explained what happened to him, and I suggested to you that we did a model shot of the Vord falling into the sea of acid. And you agreed, so I set it up. It was very cheap to do, and we did it at Ealing.
All I can say is thank you.
And now we have Doctor Who's one run-in with Citizen Kane here on the screen with George Coulouris. Can you tell us a little bit about working with George?
Yes.
Well, I chose George because cast George in that part because as a boy I'd been at school in Bristol and I used to see him playing leads at the Bristol Old Vic, and used to go and sit in the gods. And I always admired him. And when I needed a sort of, well, elderly, wise man, as it were, sage, I immediately thought of George and was really delighted and that he was happy to do it. I was rather surprised, actually. I thought he'd probably sort of say, "Oh no, I'm a Shakespearean actor, my boy, I can't." But no, he was very pleased.
Yeah, you
Of
never know
course.
who's out there watching you. Some little schoolboy watching you do things, and when he grows up and becomes a director, he casts you.
It's one of the, I have to tell you, it is actually one of the nicest things about being a director is that you, and I didn't do it with just George, because Paul Rogers was also in the company at Bristol, and this is nothing to do with Doctor Who, I'm afraid, but I also later on worked with cast Paul in a big lead and worked with him a lot, and I'd seen him as a child, and it's one of the most rewarding things that you get as a director is that you can go back and work with the heroes of your childhood. It's great.
Yeah.
This particular set here, when I was designing this, I came to a point when I had run out of money. I had two budgets, one budget to build the sets and the other budget to build the special effects. So I had to contrive of an idea, and I got Shawcraft models who did all the special effects to make the apparatus in the middle. I've forgotten what it's called now.
The conscience of Marinus.
The conscience. They made that. They made everything, and those great big poles that supported it, which they sprayed with silver, and the set was surrounded by black drapes, and in front of that there were panels of fiberglass rovings, which I got very cheaply. And so in actual fact the set didn't cost any design budget, it was all special effects budget.
It looks very impressive.
Very impressive,
actually.
isn't it?
I love the
worked.
structure that holds it up. The way it's held up, sort of suspended in this framework of poles.
But George was a very tall man. He
Yes,
had a
he
bit of
was.
difficulty with with Raymond's poles, I think, at times.
Arbitan bumping his head every time he goes to switch it on.
If your machine is irresistible and you can overcome and control the vortex.
I just disappear here because you're all so tall. I never catch the lighting.
Did he enjoy his time on Doctor Who, do you remember, William?
Oh, he did. He did indeed, yes. He was a friend of mine, and he lived in a lovely old 18th century cottage in the middle of Hampstead Heath. And I used to walk over and have a coffee with George. And that usually extended to having lunch as well. He was a very entertaining and very intelligent actor. He was from Manchester.
Really?
And was a sort of top boy at Manchester Grammar School. Yes, and he had wonderful stories about Orson Welles and all that. Citizen Kane, and Magnificent Ambersons, all those films. And so I could sit there just lapping it all up with George. He was a marvellous guy.
Come on, Grandfather.
I'm coming, child. Don't rush. I'm coming. Well, don't get
The thing that amazes me now, with hindsight, is how bad-tempered William was.
Yes.
And I think it's written into the script, so you can't exactly blame the actor, but I find it slightly puzzling that that's the way it was thought out, because, I mean, I do know that people who behave badly are usually loved on television. I mean, it's the long history of the worse you behave. It's like Gene Hunt in that...
Gilbert Harding.
Yes, and all those people. But he is awfully bad-tempered with everybody.
In actual fact, by this story, I think this is the fifth or sixth Doctor Who story, he'd actually begun to mellow a little. Because
Really?
in the very first ones, he was really quite vicious in places, wasn't he?
Yes, he
Well,
was.
they did
I
turn him
noticed
down,
here
didn't
we're
But I
they?
think it was all
shooting
bound
off
up
very
really
badly.
with his idea of the
Camera
character.
left.
Yes.
It was certainly...
He was actually a superb actor. But as I say, I find a slightly odd choice for a children's...
And yet they did love him, didn't
Yes.
they? The kids really
Yes, they did.
take to William Hartnell.
He looks very good. I mean, the look is very good.
I think he had a sort of Wizard of Oz quality about him. Especially when he did those funny things with his fingers.
Location of the keys. Now all we have to do is get them.
As soon as you've started your voyage, I will release the force.
I love his reactions in this scene, just so annoyed at being made to go and find all the keys.
This whole affair is outrageous. Blackmail. Pure and simply blackmail.
Doctor, don't let's go through all that again.
You were always the voice of reason, weren't you, William? Always calming him down.
Calm down, George.
And another thing. If you think
Well, you're the young hero, and Jackie is the young heroine. The two of you, and Carole is like the sort of, well, a bit like a sort of little wonderful.
The third leg.
No, not at all.
To move from place to place.
Oh, really?
The principle is much the same as that of your ship. Place that.
Was this done by inlay,
Yes.
Raymond, when they zap off with their travel dials?
Yes.
Because it's sort of noticeable that they always move to an area of black drapes before they vanish.
I'm afraid that's what
A very
happened.
long
we had to
time
do that,
was taken to do those things.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
To the same destination, you have only to twist the dial.
Here we go.
Yes.
I like the noise.
Yes,
The
good.
noise is good, isn't it?
What have you done to Barbara?
You must not waste time. You
Were the sound effects and music played into the studio live? Did you get to hear them?
I don't remember that.
I
don't think
doubt
so.
it.
I don't think
No.
so.
I doubt it.
I don't think we
I
heard
think
them.
they're probably put on afterwards.
It would have been nice to have that sort of thing to react to, wouldn't it?
For the sake of all my people, I hope you succeed.
Well, we'll find out
It's a
in 5
very fine
episodes'
actor,
time.
he really was.
This music really is wonderful.
Isn't it
actually.
good? Norman Kay was actually a sort of rated composer. I mean, he went on to write, classical stuff that was played in concerts and around the place. Oh yeah,
He's a fine figure of a man, that Ward, isn't he?
that may well be Peter Stenson.
Oh, really?
It'll either be Peter or it might be Gordon. Gordon Wales, who was also played one of them, was the lead dancer in West Side Story when it first
that explains
in the
it.
first English cast of West Side Story.
Exhilarating.
But where's Barbara? She should be here now. Barbara!
It's quite a minimalist set for the end of this, isn't it? I guess because there was
good,
no
isn't it? I
room
like
for
it.
anything else in the
Yes,
studio that week.
they were pieces of scenery which I borrowed from another programme, entirely different programme.
You have the most amazing memory, Ray. I wouldn't have remembered anything like that. Obviously, this particular series was so difficult that it's forever imprinted on your memory. There you go.
Peter Stenson there, yes.
Yes. No, Peter still very much, I think, writes and goes to... they have conventions, don't they?
They do,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
And I think he goes to them.
Have
Can
you
I ask
never
what the
been
P
to one?
stands for, Raymond?
I've
Patrick.
never
Patrick.
been to one, no.
I'm surprised.
No, not my thing.